Yo, 420 kids live direct in effect, Oklahoma City bound to D-Town. Knowledge is key. Dirty Mac, and what's happening?
God body, what's the business?
It's naive. First off, let's start off by talking about how the Cowboys got the dog shit beat out of them, and they can't win the NFC Championship since what? But moving on, today's episode we got polygamous relationships.
No. For the Cowboy fans out there,
yeah.
Now y'all can support y'all fellow NFC East compadres, the Philadelphia Eagles. Quarterback Jalen Hurts. Y'all get to root for them boys. Like y'all root for the NFC East now. You know, they put you in a category in the box, like y'all gotta go. Yeah, y'all gotta go.
And we call the National Guard to make sure all Cowboy fans don't got no ropes, no strings, no knives, no weapons where they can harm themselves. You hear me? We call the National Guard. So hey man, it's all right. Y'all going to the Super Bowl next season. But moving on. Today
they mad at Dak Prescott. They mad at that boy, bro. They want to get rid of him tonight in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, they do. In today's episode, we got polygamous relationships. Are you in one? And do you know the difference? We was just having an argument today or a debate of a definition. And then a lot of people, they say they're in monogamous relationships with their cheaters. What's the difference? Is there a difference between monogamy and polygamous relationships? Is there a difference?
Very much so.
Well, what's the difference in your opinion? What's the difference in your opinion?
It's not an opinion. It's in the word. Monogamous is dealing with, we start with the word mono. So let's deal in the word polygyny. Polygyny is an open relationship. It's known that the other person has more than one partner. 9 times out of 10, the other person knows of the partner. They're also serious relationships. They're not casual.
Mic check. We have some technical difficulties going on.
Or you're just faithful to. Or
can you
you're
hear
faithful to one person. Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me?
You was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
So what you were saying again?
Yeah, when you're faithful to one person, or you're telling the person that you're faithful just to this one person, they're checking your phone. They wondering where you was going. They have all these. So this it's going to go into a thing that I think is sexual energy, which a lot of people don't want to speak about. People don't want to talk to their kids about sexual energy or anything of that nature. But you go look in the dictionary, or you just type in Google sexual energy. It is going to say life source. So if your sexual energy is your life source, who would care about talking to the kids about the life source? But when kids say, Mom and Dad, how did I get here? We're afraid to tell them that we put our life source into a woman and it created and cultivated a child, because we don't look at it as a life source. We only look at it as the carnal aspect of a sexual neighbor, the deviant. Head. Like, we only look at it from one aspect. So if we did look at the deeper, a lot of people tell me, hey, Knowledge, man, you're going too deep. A girl damn near accused me today of being a pervert, because I said we were going to discuss sexual energy. But the whole thing she thinking is creeps on the internet, y'all on the podcast, and sometimes people talk on the podcast about having multiple women, that this is the only thing that men want. Men want multiple women. That triggers women as soon as they hear it. They don't want to really hear the explanation, or the person being just real from child to man, or developing to being a man. Everybody's trying to get it correct, but nobody wants to be honest. And the moment you're honest, you trigger somebody, which being triggered is a good thing, because once you get triggered, now you know your weakness. Now you know what you need to work on. Once you get triggered by something, nothing should be able to rattle you. You know, us as people, we should be in a world where nothing should be able to rattle you. So the whole polygamous versus monogamy, no, I don't even think it's a discussion, because the majority of people that would say something like, are you in a polygamous relationship? They're going to have to take away the definition of polygamy, because you're dealing with honesty off top. You're dealing with the fact that it's not meaningless sex. You're actually building a community, or you're building families. Your intentions are staying with the families. So when you just, you know, yeah, I met a new person. That's not polygyny. You know, that most people are not practicing that. What they're doing is something different. It's just all together. It's like, damn, I can't control myself. And I've been there, so I know exactly. You know, I know exactly the difference when I see people that's actually doing polygyny, and I see people that have done what I've done in the past. Then yeah, it's two totally different things. It's to the point now where a lot of women look at men like creeps. I mean, I didn't literally see this. Like, damn, he's looking through my window, you know. But they go out and get BBLs. They get all these things to get these crazy men's attention, and then they turn around and get triggered by the attention that they get. That part, you know, is where I want to pull women up. You know, I would love to have the discussion, like, especially like somebody said, you out there, don't ever look at me or call me a creep and won't pull up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I need to have even better platforms where to pull up, because I totally get where some people would look at and listen to me and say, well, you be on this low frequency talk because y'all talk about celebrities, different things I see out there. Yeah, don't worry. We're going to piece to the higher vibration, or what people consider higher vibrational, because I do think there's a medium in between actually knowing that prophets go walk and talk and bring people from the slums, from, you know, they bring them from the bottom. But the criticizing nature, I get it. I totally 100% get it. And I don't know, Dirty, what you think about it? Can't hear you.
Oh shit, excuse me, I had it on mute. I was saying that people, if you're scared, go to church. This is not a church sermon. You hear me? You got we're doing this for entertainment purposes as well as information purposes. It's not to insult people, but the truth is insulting most of the times. So most people are going to say, oh, I'm good people. I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a God-fearing woman. You're never going to hear their devious thoughts. You hear me? Or their devious acts of nature, or what they like to do in their bedroom, because the story of sexual creation is the story of sexual energy, is the story of creation. But the fact of the matter is, we can't even really actually talk to our kids about sex, because it's such a sacred thing. So we just go on thinking, oh, my kids is good, or my kids ain't doing this. And you get in their phone, or you figure out, you see us a little boy in their bedroom. You hear me? Because we being, Mother Nature says a woman, when she has her menstrual cycle, she's ready to procreate. Man's law is something totally different. You know, a lot of people, I wonder when it was when people started, when it became a crime to marry 13-year-olds, because Elvis, Jerry Lewis, they all took wives when they were 13. These dudes was like 22 something, you know. So they recently had changed the law. Even in prehistoric times, people was it's like dogs, but I don't condone now it's breaking the law. But we can't even talk to our spouses. We can't talk to our children about sex. We can't talk to our spouses about sex. So that's why the question was, are you in a polygamous relationship? Or are you in a monogamous relationship? What's the belief in many gods? Polygamy. That's what the belief in what's that called? In the Bible, they call it something with a monotheism and polytheism. Polytheism is the belief in many gods. Monotheism is the belief in one God. So if you're monogamous and you're having other sexual partners, that's many or more than one. So that would make you polygamous as well. It's nobody doesn't know. Everybody's running around lying. I'm in a, because everybody's gonna tell the truth, and they're excellent God-fearing people. But like I said, you're never gonna hear they demonic or devious sexual desires in the open. So that's my little piece on it, man. So that's why I asked the question, do we know the difference? That's my little piece on it.
And that's why I would more so say that a lot of these conversations need to be had because they trigger. They're definitely trigger points, because even in politics, even in a world that's supposed to be bigger than our world, there's certain deviant sexual things that have been done on a large scale that they get censored, that nobody can talk about. You know, nobody talks about it. So it shuts this stuff down. Instead of us talking to our kids about sex, we should be talking about kids about their life source. If you type in sexual energy, you're going to get that that's your life source. So that's the only thing we have to do is find new words. Like, don't be afraid to up your vocabulary or up the way you view things. Understand that if some people are talking about sexual energy, they're actually talking about life source. They're not talking about, ooh, look at that bitch, I want to fuck. Every way. Like, I understand women out there. Yes, some men rape you with their eyes, eyesight alone. You like, oh, this motherfucker, and you can feel his energy. So, you know, hey, bro, I'm telling you, just recently, a lady ran across and say, you know, y'all think y'all can help us with a move of moving somewhere? Because she said a dude was a creep and he keeps standing by her door. But when you seen her, she literally, and I don't want to defend anything that the dude was doing, but I'm saying a lot of the way you carry yourself and you look, like I say, some of these women want these BBLs with this crazy looking body. And this was one of these people, but then somebody weird like that, they on some stalkerish, and you're like, what am I doing for this attention? You know, it just like I say, you know, we talk about a lot. We didn't spoke on the Kanye West's. We didn't spoke on, and it's not to use his name as a point, but it is a such thing as using his name as a point. A lot of people thought he was crashing out because he was telling a certain truth. They're like, hey, look at what kind of energy you're attracting to yourself. You know, we just spoke on all the different conscious people that have been through the YouTubes, these algorithms. They all got kicked off their platforms.
Why do you think that is? What is that about? Why is this thing everybody's fronting like they're so I'm good? It's like me personally, I'd be tired of that church shit, man, and all the people on that. They are, man, I'm better than you. It's like a real, it's worse than classism, because I don't know, man. To me, it's kind of, these are the most judgmental people in the world. You hear me? And then they be acting like they ain't partying. Hey, man, I surely we was just over here kicking it at the club partying. You was looking at the woman's booty. Said, I'm like, damn, that man's fat. You hear me? Now you want some church shit. Hey, I'm like, man, this is crazy. It's too much. Some people can go too far. They got to find a balance. You can't have that much pleasure without no pain. You can't just indulge in euphoria. You hear me? Euphoria, that's the, before you know it, you're going to be skipping through the flower beds. Man, you hear me? Just, man, hey, man, euphoria, that shit is, hey, man, selling dreams. That's what America is about, selling dreams, because that's what people, in the fact, it's the matter. It's like, from a male's perspective, it's like women like to be lied to. Like they want to hear, oh, You're the only woman for me. I'm gonna love you forever, forever. And men got this fictitious ass idealism, like a woman is supposed to listen to you. A woman is supposed to listen to you. What is that about? I don't
That makes
know.
sense.
So people place themselves higher than their spouse. If you place yourself higher than your significant other, to me that's toxic. It's no balance in that. You know what I mean? So you're only supposed to cater to my dreams and my desires. Fuck what you talking about. So that's, man, I don't know. People, we all need to do better because the spirit is we good and bad, bro. You know, and that don't mean it's gonna be a perfect relationship. People gonna be going through ups and downs because it's energy, it's balance. But hey, man, the people, I don't know. It's a false indoctrination being portrayed in America. You know, that's my little piece on that, bro.
So what you think the false indoctrination is?
The false indoctrinations and shit. That is it. Even women. Do you know how many women desire two men, but they can't say that shit because of the image that they support? You hear me? Do you know how many women a woman can't say that because she gets demonized for her sexual fantasies? You hear me? A man can say, I want threesomes all day. I want 10 women in the bed. You hear me? Now switch that man with a woman saying that, come on, you hear me? That's why she can't even tell you her real number of sexual partners. This ain't demonizing women. I don't demonize women for their sexual acts of nature. This is the story of creation, sexual energy, man versus woman. That's a balance. But if you keep pushing a false indoctrination, it's divisional tactics. You're gonna divide and conquer people to the sexual deviancy that's going on now. You hear me? Well, we think we don't need man, think they don't need woman, and woman think they don't need man. That's what's going on right now, bro. You hear me? That's what's going on. So we at some point in time we got to come talk about it. But what was you saying about the
All right, you're not king.
The prince of Egypt. The prince of Egypt. Kemet, the prince of Kemet. Excuse me. That's evil. The prince of Kemet, man.
Hey, real talk. Yeah, man. So you know, in order to where you're going, you have to come to some sense of knowing where you've been. So, you know, I say, man, a lot of the structure of a lot of women were technically raised like they didn't have a father there to say, hey, hey, baby, like you're doing good. That strength, that motivational part. So a lot of these women don't understand why the men that they have disliked men for forever to a certain point. Like when you say certain things, I say this is not all women. First of all, like let's say that and break the two. When we say certain things, if it triggers you, it could be because that's a part of you, or that's a part of you that you buried and put away, or it could be that that's not no part of you, and you feel triggered because you feel like you want everything to be about you. You feel like every time somebody's saying something, they talking about you. When if the shoe doesn't fit, don't wear it. But if you choose to put it on, you put the shoe on. Nobody put the shoe on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like you put the shoe on. So I mean, yeah. So when it comes to this polygamous, like I say, I've already been passed and through that part of it. Polygamous relationship, everybody's honest. They all know what's going on. You know that's polygyny. But when you get to the polyamorous, the monogamy, you get all these different labels because we're not living in a natural order. Like, what I'm saying? This is also a whole nother thing. Like, so if we are going to talk about these things, it's at a point where we have to develop a certain way of communication. And
let me cut you off real quick. I'm gonna say a couple bars and I'm gonna let you have it real quick. The definition of polygamy is Polygamy is the practice of marrying multiple sources when a man is married to more than one wife at the same time. It didn't say anything about truth. You're
married
because people secretly married. Yeah, people be secretly getting married. They got 2, 3. You hear me? Wives. They might be married in this state. He might be a truck driver. He on the road. He got a wife over. These are stories. Don't be like, oh, he had a husband. Yada 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 yada. He didn't know he was married. Do you think he could have married that same woman and told him, hey, I got a wife at home, wife and kids? She not going for that.
He lied. So he lied. He didn't have
lied. He lied.
He had no intention on that being his wife. So polygyny is marrying more
or his second wife, or he had intentions on her being his second wife, but he knew she wasn't going for the truth. Because in this day and age, people above correction, you can't tell them the truth. You got to seduce them and tell them what they want to hear. You know what I mean? In America, land of the free. Free what? Free what is free in America? Thought? Speech? Nope. Wrong.
Nah, speak show ain't right. But I mean, it show ain't. I mean, they say it's free, but it costs.
You know, shit. Kanye West said it, and he's a Jewish. He said, hey, $1.5 billion later, you hear me? He goes from being a billionaire, he can't use Apple Pay.
Yeah. But yeah, not 95% of the people I know, polygamous is not shouldn't even be in your vocabulary or definition. If you hear the average man talking about he want to be polygamous, what he doing is telling you he horny, he can't control himself, he is not master self-control, and he want to have as many partners as possible. To all the real, ninjas that's on what they are, be honest. Like, if that's what it's about, hey, I'm telling you, I was the younger Vert turned into a sniper. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
sniper, DC snipers.
You know what I'm saying?
Not an old sniper, the DC sniper.
Yeah. Hey, but you only learn once you master all that. You just learned it. It's only a form of communication. But then you understand too, there are some people that are perverts. There's women that's perverts. Women and men. It's just not the men.
Hell yeah.
It's just not the men. But yeah,
it's over-sexualized. It's over-sexualization. Like I said, they over-sexualize themselves because they know how they can finagle men with sex. And like you say, the truth, and you just said something about the polygamy thing, about horniness. I agree 100%. People will justify it with money, right? They justify it with money, or if it's about money. Hey man, in Islam, you can marry 2, 3 wives. You can have up just to satisfy a man's sexual nature. This is a religious indoctrination. You hear me?
But if you want work,
it's to satisfy the man's sexual nature. Only it says nothing about money and providing for this, but to have multiple families, you got to be able to provide for multiple families. You got to be able
to survive. Yeah.
But people not doing that either. How many people got all these kids ain't taking care of them?
They're not doing their part.
So
they just having meaningless sex. Like when I first started having kids, I didn't have youth with a plan for them, like with a ground concrete plan for them. But then the older you get, you start seeing like, damn, I gotta have a better way for them. I don't need to have, when they ask me, hey daddy, how did babies get here? I start saying, damn, I don't need to just look at them and not have an answer for them. I don't look, when they hear sex, I don't want to look at them like, damn, I don't want my kids to hear the word sex. Nah, you should be able to explain your life source or why they got here. You should be able to explain that. So we have all these hidden things, but then we teach people about Santa Claus.
That's why the pedophilia going on. That's why the pedophilia going on. We're not talking to our kids about sexual energy in the story of creation.
Yeah.
But the pedophile gonna pull up on them. You hear me? Because we're not having these discussions. Hey, nobody's supposed to touch you down here. What is this called? You hear me? This is your pride. Now, if anybody, we're not talking to our kids about sex.
Yeah, we got, and they got to see it because we think it's sex. It's the words that we speak, and then when you look at the cartoons, it's sex lifestyle in the cartoons. So we got them in front of the electronics, we got them in front of televisions, but it's like we still don't see what's taking place. So we continue the same beat, like we keep marching to the same beat, same rhythm. I really be sick, not sick of it. Watch the words that speak, try to use better, but it's like, man, like it don't take much. Speaking for the men and the women, it don't take much to it for women. If a woman, she wants 2 husbands, and she says,
that narrative.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but
multiple sexual partners.
If she does it, it might be one man for a business sense. He might be good at making business. She like his business sense. She might like another man for something else. She might have 3. She like another man for something else. And she need all 3 of them, and that makes her feel like that's one. If those men are cool with that, then they cool with that. You know what I'm saying? They cool with it. On the other end, if a man does that and the women are cool with it, then they're cool with it. But 9 out of 10, the way this society has been developed, most people are not going to be, if we go through the numbers again, the majority of people are not going to be cool with it. So regardless of the point, whether they are,
cool with what?
Most people are not going to be cool with a person. No. Once a person says, we together, like I mess with you strong, like you're the only person I want to be with. Once a person makes that commitment and tells a person that, and then they find out that they're doing something else, 9 out of 10, a person is not going to be in agreement with that. Now, if you come to a person from the beginning and you say, hey, yeah, I just met you out here tonight, you know what I'm saying? We just kicking it. I just kick it, but the girl, I don't do none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of homegirls that you know what I'm saying, I get down with. Like you being honest. There's never nothing a person can really say to you unless you let them make you feel like you're sorry. But when you know that you can't tell a person because y'all live together, they checking your phone, it's like it's constant warfare, like it's civil war, So I just get to the point where I say, part of the healing part of just being honest. If I'm going to tell a young man, I'm going to teach him as a young man to where he never gets caught in the psychology of feeling like a woman's not going to want to hear the truth, or she going to be hurt as soon as I tell her the truth, because we didn't have these things replay again in our head. Yeah, I done told my girl, I see her break down, cry. It take her whole life and soul from her. Like, you see it. So you like, damn, they can't really take the truth. And this psychology keep playing. But instead of keeping it real on the end of yourself, I'm the man. There's something I can do about getting to that point. I say we got a long way. We got a long ways to go. You know what I'm saying? A long ways to go. And
let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. As far as relationships go, you got man and woman, and you got man and man, then you got woman and woman. Not on the homosexual stuff, but friendships. You got a relationship with your man and your woman. Who do you think knows each other better? Do you think the man knows the woman better than the man knows his friends, and then the woman knows her friends? Or do you think the man and woman know each other better? The bond.
I think it's from an intimate level. Yeah, the man gonna know the woman better.
That's obviously.
Yeah, you gonna know the woman better.
I mean, knowing their real characteristics.
It depends on what part. I say I'm a person that believes in alchemy. I feel what you're saying there, but I believe there's several different parts of a person. So I feel like you're gonna get different parts of a person when you're around them. So I feel like that woman, she's gonna get a different part of you, where she's gonna know a side of you that your friends will never know. Even if your friends seeing that part of you, they're not gonna respect.
True.
Your friends will be around you, but they're not gonna respect that you're a giving person.
Yeah.
Until you tell them no, they gonna remember that you didn't give them, but they not gonna remember all the
The
times
100 times you helped them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when we speak on that, like I say, there's a different.
But remove the intimacy. Remove the intimacy.
That's not really an intimacy right there. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
with the sexual endeavors with the man and woman. Remove the intimacy as far as character traits.
The man is gonna lie a whole lot less to his friends than he will his partner. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
Because he thinks that he's protecting his partner's feelings. That's what he thinks.
Is that what he's really doing?
No, and he doesn't want to be honest because he don't want to argue about most of the stuff that he does.
So you can be real with your friends more than the person you're supposed to spend your life with. You see this where we're going with that shit is backwards, bro.
Yeah, it
How
is.
the fuck am I keeping it real with my partners? You know what I'm saying? And this 100%. Is the motherfucker I'm supposed to spend my life with, and I can't tell her the truth. This is the relationship. See, you'll sound like a dog. Oh, I like pussy. I like Paul. He can't control himself. You hear me? We speaking just testosterone. This isn't speaking individually. We're speaking generally. Yeah. You know, so I don't know, man.
That man has to learn to get that out because that's the only way he can overcome APEP. Like, that's the only way he can overcome. The only way you can overcome desires is to face those desires. Yeah. Once you get the hunger for it and it's in your blood, like you Dracula, you got to taste blood after that. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not natural for people to be addicted to porn. None of this stuff that exists around us is natural. But since it does exist, a lot of times the only way to overcome these realities is to face those realities.
What percentage of the population in the world, in the United States, do you think has watched a pornographic film? If you watched it one time, that means you watched porn. I used to watch it. I don't watch it anymore. What percentage would you say if you had to mark?
That's probably 95%.
95%.
At least. Yeah, I might be down to everybody, bro. If you can spell, read, and any of that, you done probably,
been seen a porno or two.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. So that's that's about it, man. Closing statement, man, with the whole real truth on the polygamous relation. This would be the last time I really go, with the whole thing. But the whole spill on that is, I don't know nobody, truthfully, that are not too many people that are really following a polygamous relationship, because most people don't know the difference. Like, do you know the difference? No. Majority of people don't know the difference. They use those words as an excuse to fulfill their fetishes. You know what I'm saying? They have a fetish for this or that, and they looking to fulfill that fetish. And if shit polygamy, that sound good. They say that again. That sound real good. Say it again. I'm that too. Yeah. So, but in the beginning of the day, if we're gonna heal and build, we have to be able to have these discussions. We gotta have these discussions. Our children, they need to know that sexual energy is where you spend. It's your life source. So you shouldn't just give your life source to everybody. I'm never gonna get on here and talk about sex and say, yeah, man, I'm never gonna throw around the amount of partners I have and make it be a brag, a boys in the locker room conversation. Especially talking to young people, to the young people. Now I'm gonna be honest with them and tell them 100% everything, because I was just like them. They was just like me at a certain point. Like, what I'm saying? I was young before too. So I'm gonna be honest with them, but I'm gonna tell them the great parts of it, and I'm gonna tell them the pitfalls, because we have been sold, we've been sold a whole lot of things that are not, true. They're not true. And sexual energy can create life. Is one of the biggest energies we could possibly have. So be careful where and where not you spill your life source. You know, knowledge is key. What you got, boy, Dirk?
Hey, I appreciate that insight too. As far as sexual energy, as far as the celibacy, women learn to harness and control the sexual energy because I think most of the time they get demonized for it too. So that's a big part of it, but they know to harness it and control it, because if you just waste it, just give, like you say, giving out your life force, you mix with the wrong energy, man, it could be detrimental. But as far as polygamy, how many people do you think cheated before in a relationship? So in my book, if you cheated on your person, like I say, once a cheater, always a cheater. Is that the case? No. People grow up and mature and evolve, but we lying to our spouses, we lying to our children, and we lying to the public about we can't even have basic conversations. Our friends know us better than our significant other that we're supposedly be spending the rest of our lives with it, so we got to do better, man. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all pulling up and y'all messing with us.